bit since y'all played? Any rust out there today, and the team getting back from exams?
I mean, it's always a little bit. It's always a little bit of mental fatigue just because they got a lot of things pulling at them. Finals, and then, getting in here is probably, not a priority for them at this stage of the game. So we understand that.
That said, I mean, this next 3 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks, no school, no tests, just basketball. How relieving is that to say we can really buckle down?
Good for some of them. Just kind of excited to see what our freshmen do and our newcomers do with the time and the space that they're not competing with class and hopefully some social stuff because all the other students aren't here, so we can get down and make some improvements with their games.
Speaking of improvements, turnover has been a big talk to this team after the last 3 or 4 games. How do you kind of go about fixing that in practice?
10 offensive fouls.
Yeah, I did.
10. I mean, you got to practice it. You got to practice. We're in here practicing late game situations, just trying to get sharper, just trying to make sure that if we're ever in those situations that we know what we're doing. We know just kind of the options that are going through our heads and seeing them, and so I thought it was pretty good.
How much of, you mentioned looking at this as an opportunity for some of the newcomers, how much of that is a blueprint that you have or meetings that you have with them about maybe some goals they can set for this time and just also wanting to see what they come up with a little bit?
I mean, we've been this routine. Obviously, there's a whole lot more time for them to just kind of get some basketball stuff in that we really can't get in. Like all of our players, they do watch film at least once a week with a coach. That's outside of our normal. A lot of them get in some extra shots. So the ones that don't get in extra shots on a just a day-to-day basis, we'll get more opportunity to get them in the gym and familiarizing themselves with what it is to be in the game and doing things. There's some improvements that we absolutely need that I do think this next 3 weeks will allow us to put them in a better place once conference season comes around.
Is there anything specifically in there that you'd be willing to share that's maybe your top priority?
Sure won't. Sure won't. I have to let the other coaches figure out what that weakness is, but I know it's a weakness for us.
Tahina was saying that she really feels comfortable in big moments, and she's had a lot of big shots already this season. What do you see from her in those moments when your team needs a bucket towards the end of a game?
I mean, I see experience. I see calm. I see a poiseness. I see, her ready. I mean, it's like I've been here before. I've done this before. Just go out there and play me. And that's what we're going to do. Like, I do feel like she'll have the ball at the end of basketball games, and people will try to take the ball out of her hands. So we're playing for those type of situations, but we want the ball in her hands because she's delivered for us in this short season.
Coach, going back to that turnover question, aside from the fouls and everything, when you're trying to evaluate what the cause of that is, does it seem to be like a pace of play thing, a decision-making thing, a physicality thing, and how do you go about facilitating that in practice?
Well, I mean, the offensive fouls were just part of it. The other thing was we were turning over off routine passes, and that is eye-opening to me. Like a pass from the top of the key to the wing. That's a routine, normal play that actually caught me by surprise. Then you got to think, okay, well, what is it? Because we don't usually do that. I think it's a little bit of fatigue. I thought Raven played too many minutes, too many consecutive minutes. So we got to evaluate that. And we're still trying to get to know each other. Like, it's still a very young team that, although we've practiced a whole lot together, we haven't really had a whole lot of game experiences. So part of that is the game, and part of that is simulating that in practice. So we're simulating in practice so we can get better at it.